Hey guys, no Zoup for you here, and today I have the first of some player spotlights. Today we're going to take a look at BobbyJoe's gameplay. He's playing in the Galissonniere, and he had a phenomenal round. 180,000 damage. That is very, very good in a tier 6 ship. Nonetheless, a tier 6 French cruiser. You know how spongy those things can be. Now, he does admit that most of this came against battleships and carriers, but despite this, he's still got a Kraken, and here's the kicker. He managed to get himself a Clear Sky achievement. That is very, very impressive in its own right. So, we're going to take a look at this gameplay he's got here. We're going to watch it and just bathe in the glory that he presents to us. Now, also, on top of that, keep sending me those videos. I've been getting a lot of them. That's awesome. I'm going to take these replays, and like I've done right here, I am going to use them in a future spotlight video. The email address for those is nozoupforyou@gmail.com. So get me those replays of you getting your Krakens, your Clear Skies, and your phenomenal gameplay. Just send them my way, and I will put you in the spotlight for the entire World of Warships community to see. So there you have it. We're going to let this run, and I'm going to commentate every now and then, but I'm going to also use this time to talk about something else. Something random, non-warships related, and here's the first fire right there of many that he's going to get. He's a fire starter in this thing. So anyhow, like I said, I'm going to use this as a chance to talk about other stuff, you know, just chat. And I think it's kind of appropriate right now with the 40th anniversary of Star Wars to talk about some Star Wars related stuff. Everyone likes Star Wars, right? I mean, you'd have to be living under a rock and just be an absolute, I don't know, communist or something if you didn't like Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is an American classic. It's a great movie. But I have serious issues with the Galactic Empire. That's right. It is my opinion that the Galactic Empire is the most inept government ever. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I mean, they've accomplished some amazing things, right? They've taken over the galaxy. Palpatine dissolved the entire Senate. He took over the galaxy pretty much by himself. I mean, yeah, he might have had a little help by Vader doing his little lackey things. He might have had a little help by Dooku back in the prequel trilogies doing some stuff, but that didn't last long because we all know with the rule of two, Dooku's days were soon to be terminated by Vader / Anakin. But despite this, the Empire was inept. I'm just going to flat out say it was inept. And, I mean, you only have to look to their defeat to understand that. I mean, I don't think it is possible that the rebellion could have won. And look at that. There's two more fires right there, and he's getting some of these planes shot down. There go 5 right there. I mean, I really do not think the rebellion could have won. I don't think it was possible. Now, obviously, it did happen. I mean, it happened in the movies, and that's canon, but I don't think it should have happened. So, why should it not have happened? Yeah, good lord, these fires, they just keep coming. I mean, if you don't play French cruisers, here's a reason for you to right now. And there's another fire. Alright, so Secession of Command, where the hell was it? Where's the Secession of Command? You've got one leader. You've got Palpatine. That's it. I mean, surely there would have been someone to take over after his demise. I mean, if he didn't have another Grand Moff Tarkin or something else, I mean, shame on him. That's just stupid. And remember, Vader wasn't a leader. I mean, Vader was not a political figure. He was kind of like a pet toy, nothing more than a novel trinket to go out and instill fear on everyone. So where the hell is the Secession of Command? I mean, you can't just tell me that Palpatine dies, it ends. I mean, I mean, what would have happened, you know, in World War II, Franklin Delano Roosevelt dies. I mean, no one takes over? Okay, U.S. is just going to cave despite the fact that we're utterly stomping the Axis along with our allies. We're just going to quit. We lost our leader. Do you really think that would have happened to the Empire? Do you really think they would have said, okay, Palpatine's gone. We've got no one to take his place right now. We've got no commander, no admiral. I mean, had Admiral Piet survived, I mean, I don't know that he was a Grand Admiral or a Fleet Admiral, but surely someone would have been there to pick up the fight. So, yeah, I'm going to say right there, I'm calling BS on that. Also, I mean, complete blunders in leadership. More ineptness by the Galactic Empire. Killing your best and brightest. I mean, seriously. Because they screw up, yeah, Vader's gonna just kill naval officers that he has issues with. I mean, that's a great way to get promoted, right? Or want to get promoted. Yeah, why would you want to get promoted in the Empire? If all it means is you have a higher chance of getting choked by some weird, freaky wizard in black. No, thank you. I'm going to stay a lowly ensign or something else and just stay out of the limelight. No, thank you. I mean, seriously, that's a really wonderful way to run a military. Kill all your best and brightest just because they mess up once or twice. I mean, we know Vader had it out for Ozzel. I mean, he was kind of a tool. I mean, I can see why he'd want to kill him, but you know, Captain Nita, I mean, it really wasn't his fault, and he could have been a great officer for all we know. So there you go. I mean, just depleting your best leadership. Again, other stuff, you know, complete waste of resources. I mean, I know you're the Empire and you've got millions and millions of troops at your disposal, but all right, after the Death Star is destroyed, we're going to build another one. And oh, by the way, when we build this other Death Star, we're going to make an even larger fault in it. An even easier way to destroy it. Yeah, I know with Rogue One now, we know the story behind the original Death Star and that the flaw was actually developed on purpose. But you don't think they would have used the same design instead of using a giant exhaust port that the Millennium freaking Falcon could have flown through? Alright, that's wonderful. And on top of that, you know, you're placing all your most important people on these Death Stars, especially the second one when you know the first was destroyed. So maybe Palpatine wasn't so much a genius as he was an idiot. Yeah, I'm just going to chill on this thing. You know, it's got a large fault in it, and, you know, I've got confidence in my Empire that's already let one Death Star blow up. Very good show, Palpatine. Very good show. So, no, I don't think the Rebels could have won. And, you know, the reason for that is just the sole size of the Empire. It was gigantic. I mean, Galactic Empire. Galaxy. Size of the galaxy. I mean, you look at a Star Destroyer. Star Destroyer is what, 1 mile long? 50,000 troops? And they had thousands of these things. It's not like they just had 2 or 3 floating around. By all sources and all resources, they had thousands of these things. And BobbyJoe just continues to light the world on fire right now. Kind of like the Empire did. So, that's a Star Destroyer. Now let's look at a Super Star Destroyer that's 5 miles long and 200,000 troops and the ability to put a whole entire star system in line. I mean, if you do the math on it, the Empire had, I don't know, they had like, estimates say possibly, well, obviously millions of troops. I mean, some accounts say they had trillions if you look into fan fiction. I find that might be possible. Well, maybe not trillions. Maybe it was billions. I don't know. But definitely, they had millions. They had millions of troops. Some accounts said they had billions. I mean, you'd have to rule an entire galaxy that has, you know, millions of stars, and each one of those stars has its own planetary system. So yeah, the Galactic Empire and the Imperial Navy and the military in general was huge. Absolutely huge. And BobbyJoe's gonna start farming some damage here off aircraft carriers. He's already put in 100,000 damage again in his tier 6, and look at that, 11 fires, 15 planes shot down right now. This is a work of tier 6 art, I'm just going to tell you right now. Beautiful. So, going back to the sheer size of the Galactic Empire, you can't tell me they just folded over after one person died, after Palpatine was thrown down a ventilator shaft. You can't tell me that after that they said, oh gosh, you know, our wizard leader's gone, our magic wizard leader is out of here, we're going to have to just fold, despite having numerical superiority. And he's going to get an Arsonist right here, one of many, many accolades. Yeah, you know, we outnumber you 5 to 1, 10 to 1, but our leader just kicked the bucket, and, you know, we really don't want to put another leader in place, so we're just going to fold. No, I don't believe that, one bit. And that's what I love so much about Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy, if you've ever read that. The supposed sequels to the original series. These books were awesome, and you know, I think this gives us a more accurate picture of what would have happened. You know, a Grand Admiral taking over and continuing the fight against a smaller rebellion that pretty much rode the coattails of the Mon Calamari. You know, they owe their entire naval fleet to the Mon Calamari. So yeah, thank you, Admiral Akbar, and you know, your fellow military men. Yeah, it's all of them. They're the reason that the rebellion even had a chance. So no, I just don't buy what has transpired afterwards, and that there was peace in the galaxy, and then the First Order took over, and you know, 50 years later they decide to raise a ruckus again with another giant planetary sized Death Star with another giant fault that has a magic laser beam that can split off into 5 different directions mid-air and destroy an entire galaxy. I just don't buy it. And BobbyJoe knocks out a cruiser right there, and he is just on an absolute tear right now. This game is slowly winding down. I mean, phenomenal gameplay right here by a well-seasoned player, unlike the Empire, which did not play very, very well. They decided to cave because a bunch of Ewoks on a planet out in the middle of nowhere, a moon, managed to get the upper hand. And here's his high caliber right now. Very, very good. I mean, yeah, so there's my gripe right there. I don't believe the Empire could have. I don't believe they should have lost. There's just no way. I mean, if this were real life, which it obviously isn't, and there he goes with a Confederate right there. I mean, what do you get there, BobbyJoe? Every single award possible? And at tier 6 again, nonetheless. I mean, that's just phenomenal. And these fires just keep going. I mean, 145,000 damage. I mean, that's good in a tier 10 round. He's doing this in a tier 6 round. I mean, just good show. And he doesn't have a lot of health right now either. He's really getting those WASD hacks in to just keep going and fighting right here. And this Graf Schwey is just burning up. Like Darth Vader's funeral pyre, which, you know, again, Darth Vader was not a political figure. He was just a lackey for Palpatine, and I know that Vader said that he would rule the galaxy with Luke, but I don't know how he'd do that. The guy, all he was a black menace. Palpatine was the supposed brains, and he's going to dispatch this Graf Schwey right now. 154,000 damage. And you know, if the round ended right now, this would have been a great round. I mean, this would have been something to very much be proud of, but he's just going to keep going because there's still ships out there to destroy. There's another aircraft carrier out there, and we all know what aircraft carriers are, right? They're floating hit point platforms. No better way to farm damage than going after an aircraft carrier. And he didn't do that in this round, obviously. He wasn't deliberately farming aircraft carriers. It's just how things worked out and the path that he chose going down that western size. The opportunity just prevented itself, and you know, had this aircraft carrier been on the ball right here, he would have targeted him, and he might have been able to take him out, but instead he's going to go for his buddy nearby, that gigantic Bayern, and give himself a chance for some more planes to be shot down. And unfortunately, this aircraft carrier is now in sight, and he's going to go after him. And I'm pretty much done with this rant on the Galactic Empire. I think I presented my side of the issue. I think I've shown you all what I believe to be the enormous faults in the Empire. And, you know, this on the anniversary of the creation and release of Star Wars, I think it's worth just, you know, talking about how inept the Empire was. I mean, you had a great run, Empire. Galactic Empire, you had a great run. You did some great things in the Clone Wars. You had someone that just pretty much operated in the shadows, unknown to everyone else, despite having the same voice. Yes, I'm talking about Darth Sidious / Palpatine / the evil Emperor that no one could figure out. Not even the Jedi Council, which was right next to him. I don't see how that works. It's kind of like Clark Kent and Superman, you know. Hey, I've got my glasses on, I'm Clark Kent. I've got my glasses off, I'm Superman. No one can recognize who I am. I don't look the same in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, no one could figure out who Sidious was. Right, I don't buy it. But that is Lucas writing at hand right there. Because I don't like sand. It's coarse and it's dirty and it gets everywhere. And he made Hayden Christensen look like a punk. I feel sorry for that actor. I mean, I don't think he was a bad actor. I think pretty much Lucas was just a bad writer and gave them nothing to work with. I mean, yeah, let's not get into the prequels right now, because if you really want to get me angry, if you really want to get me going, and maybe at a different time in a different spotlight video, we'll talk about the prequels. But today was about the inept Galactic Empire and folding because your leader just happens to die, which would not have happened. If you want a good look at what might have happened or what should have happened or what could have happened, look up the Admiral Thrawn trilogy written by Timothy Zahn. There are 3 books. They were supposed to be the sequels, and there's that... Wow, there's that clear sky right there. Good show, BobbyJoe. Good show, BobbyJoe. Pick those books up. Thrawn is just an absolutely great character as it is. Really, really, really hope that they make a series about him or a movie about him. You know, I really hope Disney picks that up, because I think the movie would do great. Thrawn is just such an intriguing character, you know, with his gray skin, and you got this alien that just rose to the top of the Empire. An empire that, by all intents and purposes, did not like taking outsiders, i.e. aliens, and having them rise to the top. So, just an absolutely good read. Pick it up if you haven't, if you're a Star Wars fan, because it's a good series. And here we are in this aircraft carrier. He's at 170,000 damage. He's going to close off at 180,000, which, again, for a Tier 6 ship, is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, great show, BobbyJoe. Great show. And, you know, thank you for providing this gameplay. Again, everyone, get your gameplay in. And I think that's going to be his last fire right there before destroying this thing. Get your gameplay in. Send it to me, nozoupforyou@gmail.com. Thank you for watching and hearing my rant. There's that Kraken unleashed. All around great round. I am out.